Yeah, I'm really excited to be back with the Sparks. I feel like I've been holding in I wouldn't even call it a secret, but just holding in the decision to stick with the Sparks and to continue my career there in LA. Would love to thank the coaching staff. I would love to thank the front office, my teammates, everybody who's reached out, everybody who has sent congratulations for the decision. And I'm just looking forward to continuing what I started there, getting to the free throw line, creating my own shot, getting up and down the floor, being a key part of the defensive identity, and just keep pushing myself to reach those goals.
Thank you, Brittney. We'll go into Q&A now. Again, click the raised hand function. We'll start with Duke Nguyen with the LA Times.
Hey, Brittney, can you kind of tell us what in the first year with the Sparks stood out to you? What makes you excited about the future of this organization after your experience with them so far?
I just think the first thing that jumped out to me, I think I kind of talked with Coach Fish one time when I used to play against them. It was so frustrating trying to get to the paint because the identity of the Sparks, they were long, athletic, they got up and down the floor, and to be a part of that last year and to get to experience that type of basketball, it was fun. And I just really look forward to improving that.
We'll go over to Howard Megdal with the New York Times.
Brittney, hey, congratulations. Good to chat with you. I wanted to talk to you real quick, if I could, about your shot, which you talked a little bit about getting your own shot, but your true shooting percentage had jumped up pretty dramatically in 2020. And I wonder whether, in light of some of the changes that have come to LA, you see this as an opportunity to take your offensive production to another level, getting more shot opportunities too.
For sure. I mean, I just see it as how our offense is set up, how Coach Fish, Coach Fred, even Coach LT, how they've set up our offense in the sense of pieces and where I can score. And I wouldn't say majority of those baskets, but 6 or 8 points are from fast break layups or a backdoor cut or a read that we've made in the offense as a team. So I look forward to being able to get easy points like that because that just keeps the defense on edge.
Go over to Sabrina Merchant with SB Nation.
Hey, Brittney, congrats on the new contract. I'm curious what your relationship was like with Coach Fisher this past year and like how important that was in deciding to come back.
I mean, it was cool. I really appreciated Coach Fish for the simple fact that, you know, he was a player at one point and not just one player, you know, it's state the obvious, you know, he played with one of the greatest of all time and he was a part of a great organization. So to have a coach like that and to have known the game and play the game the way he does, it's one of the key factors that brought me back. And at the same time, it was such a weird, not weird, but in a sense, weird time to try and build relationships because everything was going so fast because we had to decide if we were going to the bubble and then we get to the bubble and now we're playing a game every other day. So it was a lot of responsibility in everybody's hands on, you know, our team and staff, and we made it work. We became a family. And I like the fact that even in those type of times, we were still able to have team experience and have a bond to stay with each other through those times.
Miriam Swanson with the LA Daily News.
Hey, Brittney, congratulations. Echo everyone else. Yeah, speaking of that time in the bubble, I wondered if Sid was important in recruiting you back and what her reaction was to your coming back.
No, Sid kept it honest. I talked to her about free agency for maybe 2 seconds of our conversation, and she just wished me the best and to do whatever makes me happy. And of course, she slid in the little note that if I came back, it would be amazing to share the court again. And I knew that was, probably my end goal, to come back to the Sparks regarding free agency. So when I told her that I'm really heavy towards coming back, she was excited. And for now, we get to be apart, but I know this season we're looking forward to being with each other again.
How much are you looking forward to having sort of like a more regular season after that last bubble experience?
I'm looking forward to the rest. We should be able to get during this regular season than we did in the bubble. Of course, it was trying times. It was very difficult, but playing every other day was very, very taxing on the body, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. So to get those couple more days in between will be pretty good.
Speaking of a teammate, I have a question here actually from Garlic Salt. What's the first thing? What's the first thing on the menu when we are reunited for dinner time?
Oh man, dear Garlic Salt, the first thing on the menu when I get back, tell her it's her choice of either the smothered chicken with the gravy sauce, or we can go for empanadas.
I'll be sure to relay the message to Sidney Lowes for those reporters that didn't catch the joke. And then one other, Michelle Vopel with ESPN having some technical difficulties, but her question is, how important do you think it is to be one of the defensive leaders of the Sparks?
Oh, okay. I think it's really important, to be a part of that, that type of identity. It gives me energy. I see that, it gives those who I play with energy, whether it be with the Sparks or, when we go overseas. I've realized, that is a part of who I am as a player. I get energy, I get fuel from defending and getting stops and doing things that can ultimately lead us to a win. And I know I talked to you about it, E, but that's a huge shout out to Coach LT. She, I don't know how to explain it. She just like ignited that fire in me to want to be a defender because of how passionate I see her about defense. So it made me want to be passionate about it. And I appreciate her for that.
Thank you. We'll go to Mark Larson, all the way from Syracuse, New York, with Spectrum.
Brittney, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Nice to see you again. I'm sure you're missing the weather back here in Cuse. It is nice and snowy.
Never.
Yeah, I know. Can you just talk about, when you're playing a 2-3 zone in college, a lot of the reputation of players coming out of Syracuse is they can't play defense. So can you touch on that, and then just kind of your memories and what you took with you from Syracuse that's allowing you to succeed at the next level?
Man, I never heard that before. But I guess the one thing that jumps out to me when it comes to playing in Cuse and playing that 2-3 zone, one, it taught me a lot about work ethic, in a sense of just pushing yourself to seeing things that are possible instead of impossible. And I say that because when you're in a 2-3 zone, and when we used to go over all of these scouting plays, and we would question and say, oh, but she's open, oh, but he's open. And we never really realized that if you just do the work in the first place, you won't have to think about if that person gets the ball, because it shouldn't get there in the first place. And that just, made me want to work harder, so we wouldn't have to worry about the back end of things. We just had to worry about what was right in front of our face. And I guess I learned that from them, and just being competitive and making sure that whoever's in front of me does not score or get past me.
you overcame a lot of things in Syracuse too, obviously with the 2 knee injuries. So how do you look back on your college career and you know, as compared to where you are now?
I don't know. Those last 2 years of school kind of prepared me for being a professional athlete. So when I got to Atlanta, you know, it was one of those things where it was like, okay, well, I don't have to go to class anymore. So I don't know. It's not too much of a difference other than obviously the level of competition. But I don't know. It's a lot of being a pro is making sure you are doing things to better yourself. And I got an early start on it, I guess, at Cuse. I'm just thankful that I got to have that experience because it definitely shaped me into the player and person that I've become today.
Thanks, Mark. We'll go to David Yapkowitz with the next.
Hey, Brittney, good to see you again. You know, congrats on your contract. You know, there's a couple of new pieces coming in here. You know, Christy Tolliver was out last year and she'll be back. You know, Erica Wheeler is in town now. You know, just kind of how do you see yourself, you know, playing off of those two on the court there? You know, what can you kind of see them bringing that, you know, maybe you guys might not have had last year?
Well, I think they both bring good IQs. I believe that with you know, and Christy, we can get up and down the floor faster. Not to say that we couldn't before, but it allows us to bring more speed to the court. At the same time, you know, it brings quickness, and you know, those type of players that Christy and Erica are, I can get up and down the floor and they can, you know, just throw a 94-foot pass with ease. You know, we can build that connection. We can just get up and down with the fast pace. And I'm looking forward to that.
Over to Kari Jones Jr. with the LA Sentinel.
Hey, what's going on, Brittney? It's Kahari Jones. I want to ask you, you know, what are your thoughts on just, you know, just being the leader of the team, you know, defensively and things of that nature, like, you know, just teaching this young core how to just really, you know, to fight and grow as a unit. You know, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I feel like it's not just me. I'm part of it. I just got there last year, but you know, I guess just leading by example has always been my thing. Even in high school, even in college, I really was a person of few words, but I always wanted to lead by example. And I think if I just continue to do the things that I've been doing and just enhance those skills even more and throw a little more, you know, words in there and be more vocal, I can be one of those consistent leaders to, you know, just teach the ones, you know, that are younger than me to just work hard and to just have that competitive spirit. I think, you know, that's like the biggest thing. You just have to want it. Nobody can make you want it.
Over to Doug Feinberg with the Associated Press.
Hey, Britt, good to see you. I apologize, you asked this before. You're playing in Turkey right now, I think. What is it like playing overseas with all that's going on in the world compared to when you played in the bubble this past summer?
I mean, it's a little different. I mean, the testing is not as frequent, but we still get tested to make sure that we're all safe. Playing is a little more spread out in the sense of safety. You know, overseas for where I am, a lot of things are shut down for dining in. A lot of things are takeout. I mean, I'm pretty much a homebody, so I feel very safe knowing that I go to practice and I go home. But yeah, it's kind of weird when you come back home and you see people are out and people are in restaurants and they're sitting down. It kind of flares a little anxiety in me because I'm not used to that because we've been overseas for so long and things have been shut down. So I'm not saying that, okay, going to a restaurant isn't safe, but let's be real, guys, you know. So it's, you know, it's a game of choice in my eyes, of how you see it. You know, you have to be safe for yourself.
We'll go over to Terrell Thomas with These Urban Times out of Atlanta.
Hey, Brittney, good afternoon. How you doing today?
I'm good.
I want to ask you about the growth that you feel we've seen in your career over the last few years, mainly so from your time here with the Atlanta Dream until your time now in LA with the Sparks. How has your game grown? How has your game expanded? And what are you looking forward to working on or displaying this upcoming season?
Okay. I guess the biggest thing that has grown, I've always had like the presence of being a defensive player, but I think the biggest thing that I have worked on from Atlanta to now is my consistency in a lot of areas, in the defensive area, the offensive area. I've always been anal about efficiency from the field, but at the same time, coming from Atlanta and going to LA, by the time I got to LA, I was very, very focused on the type of shots, getting to the type of spots that I want to get to. I feel like my first 3 years, I was kind of floating. I was just trying to get in where I could fit in the sense of scoring and also just playing within our system. And getting to LA, I was able to work throughout the system. I was able to just feed on others within our system that allowed me to think more about, okay, getting to my spots, and okay, in this type of play, I know that they're going to, you know, I have to read the defense. They're going to play me this way. Now I can bounce off and make a basketball read. So my IQ has grown, and that's just being around other players and having that type of opportunities to talk and have that experience with other players who have gone on to win championships or played in playoff games or been in tight game situations, and to just learn from them and feed from them. And I just look to expand that, just to continue to get smarter on and off the court when it comes to basketball, and to just continue to be that consistent defensive stopper and somebody who can create their own shot and knock it down and get to the free throw line.
Thanks. Want to get to everyone, so time for just a few more here. We'll go over to Raymond Lyons with Mates with the W.
Hey, Brittney, how's it going?
Good.
Good. That's a nice hoodie, man.
Thank you.
Just got a two-part question. First, you know, with all the transition with player personnel in LA, do you see your role expanding a little bit? And if so, how are you mentally preparing to attack that? And the second question is, are we going to see some more Zoom-free customs from you this year?
Okay, so for the second part, I'm not sure what shoe I'm gonna wear this year. They actually, I think they took down the Zoom Freak ones because the Zoom Freak 2s came out. But if I could find some ones, yeah, I'll definitely customize those shoes. But I don't know yet. It's still pending. It's still pending. And the first part of the question was?
Oh, now I asked, with all the player transition, do you see your role expanding more with the team, and how are you preparing to attack that this season?
I mean, honestly, the only way I can answer that is just I'm just gonna stay ready, so I don't have to get ready. Whatever my role intends to be this year, then so be it. Whether people are there or people aren't there, I just plan on staying ready and being ready to do what I need to do to help my team.
Go over to Megan Hines with the Swab Report.
Hi, Brittney. Congratulations. I just want to ask, how has your overseas play developed over the years, and what can you take from this past season overseas to this upcoming season?
I definitely think that the confidence I have in my shot off the dribble has definitely increased while I've been overseas. I've been lucky enough to be in a position and on a team where those type of shots are given to me within the offense. So to be able to practice that and become more comfortable and become more consistent in hitting those type of shots and just getting that muscle memory and that rhythm down and certain go-to moves that I know I can perform throughout this season coming up. So it'll be pretty dope to try and execute those.
Thanks. We have time for two more. We'll go to John W. Davis with Winsider.
Good West Coast morning to you, Brittney. How you feeling?
Pretty good.
Good. So I wanted to ask you, could you talk a little bit more about why it was so important for you to re-sign with the Sparks? You mentioned that you were holding in this decision, so that kind of makes me think that you had your mind made up, for a while, and you were very confident in wanting to play with the Sparks.
Yeah, I mean, just me as a person. I'm very big on stability. I'm very big on, seeing how something plays out, especially if there is the potential for growth, right? So for me, with everything going on, in the sense of free agency, I just felt that coming from Atlanta and going to LA, that was a blessing. And now being with them for a year and under the circumstances that we had to be with each other, now I get a chance to build and grow with them. However, the protocols play out with COVID and everything, but being able to grow with them and really learn them on the court and be around them, and just also to not be around them, take some space away because we were around each other 24/7, the bubble. We get to learn each other in a different space and in a different way when it comes to this season now. And I look forward to that. And I look forward to the pieces that, we have. So, why not make some magic, make some new magic and make some new memories.
Thanks, Brittney. Our last question today is from Chris Camello with Nightcast Media.
Hey, Brittney, Chris Camello here from Nightcast Media. First of all, congrats on re-signing and getting the new deal. I just wanted to kind of get your reaction to the departures of Candace Parker and Chelsea Gray, and how do you see their departures as a way for you to expand your role and your leadership both on and off the court this year?
Well, I mean, congrats to both of them. Those are not easy decisions and they made them. And I'm glad that they're happy. I'm glad, that they made the decisions that they made because they wanted to, do what they felt they needed to do in their career. It's free agency and, it's business. And at the end of the day, like I said in the beginning, I am happy for them. And I look forward to, seeing them again. It's going to be in a different jersey, but at the same time, it's always good to see them. As for expansion and everything, it's like I said before, I'm in the mindset of staying ready so I don't have to get ready. And that's how I feel. Whatever plate I have to step up to, then so be it. I'm going to take it. I'm a competitor, so I look forward to it, whatever it may be. And I just know it's going to be fun. And I know I'm going to be on the team with, some people who are ready to go to war and get a ring. And I look forward to that.
Thanks. Sorry, we actually just have one more from Brady Klopper with SB Nation.
Hey, Brittney, congrats on the new contract. Last season was far and away your most efficient as a scorer in your career. I'm wondering, what is it about the Sparks offensive scheme that you feel pairs well with your game? And how do you feel like your game is going to be able to improve offensively going forward, growing with the system?
I think the biggest thing is our offense allows flow. It allows us to read the defense, and like I had stated before, it's the type of offense where I can get 6 to 8 points from simple reads. If somebody's overplaying me, I backdoor, or okay, if we get a rebound, we know that we have people who can sprint the floor and run the floor. I mean, me being one of them. So to have that in the back of your mind as a post or as a guard, we know that we could just throw it down the court 94 feet. And it's just one of those things where I'm allowed to just feel free within our offense to just go ahead and play my game. It works within our offense very, very well. And I like playing within it because it allows me to also see, basketball happen and see my teammates make reads and make those type of passes and pick the defense apart.